Oh man, I'm sorry I can't remember this guy's name, but he wanted me to do a video on the first thing you should learn in boxing. Well, I was taught boxing a long time ago. A shout out to some of the people who taught me how to box. I've been taught by like three or four different people how to box and from the beginning stages, different strategies and stuff like that. But if you ever want to get into boxing, if you want to look at it as something you want to learn how to do or something you want to compete or you want to go pro, no, the first he told me the first thing you should learn. I think the first thing you should learn how to do. I'm gonna do the first, second, and third, but I'm just gonna do the first. Really, the first thing you should do is learn how to stand. You should learn how to stand. How you should learn how to stand in boxing. Learn how to stand, and then second is learn how to move around the ring, and it all can go with balance. Learn how to be on balance at all points of times. How to move around the ring and stay on balance. Learn your balance and your stance. That's the first lesson you should learn in boxing. Is just how to stand, how to how to have your feet, how to stand. And your boxing coach, every boxing coach, gonna tell you something different. But basically, when I taught people how to box, I basically taught them feet, how to stand, how to move around the ring. Because if you basically know how to stand and balance, a lot of people get off balance. A lot of people always off balance. How to throw a punch and remain on balance. But if you never gonna learn your balance, if you don't know how to stand and where you should properly be at all period of times, and then a lot of tricks or a lot of people will move certain ways to get you to move, to get you off balance so they can exploit you being off balance. So balance is very important in your stance. Remain in balance, not only being on balance, how to remain on balance at all times. That's I think that's the first lesson. You can go into a boxing gym, and if you know how to stand and remain and how to move around the ring and stay on balance at all times, you can build off of that. That's a solid foundation in boxing to have, and you can build off of that foundation. Everything has to have a solid foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, you can easily be crumbled. But your stance and your balance is a solid foundation to build off of. You need to build off of something. You can build off of being on balance, and I'll go to the next. I'll go to the next lesson, but I don't want y'all to do whatever y'all can find on balance and stance. And these days, you could teach yourself boxing over the internet. Basically, I wish I had these tools readily at my disposal. When I was young, I didn't have any of this stuff. I had to go and learn how to box. You basically didn't need a boxing gym back then because there's a whole lot of old school people that boxed in the service and boxed that knew how to box, and they could teach you how to throw a punch, how to stand, how to move your head, how to escape certain punches, and how to hold your guards, how to keep your chin tucked, how to catch punches, roll punches, slip punches, how to jab, how to control people off the jab, how to throw hooks off jabs, how to throw different combinations. And they taught you all these things before you even. I knew all these things before I even stepped inside of a boxing gym. I could remember. I could tell y'all a quick story. The first day I stepped inside of a boxing gym, they was trying to get. They got me to do the exercise. They wanted to teach us how to do something very simple. So the way they was showing me was kind of off. So you had to do a warm up exercise first. This is a long time ago. We had to do the warm up exercise, but there's people that been there for months. So I gets into an argument with the coach. I get into an argument with him because I was actually was right and he was wrong. So I already had my boxing gear. I had everything already. He was wondering how the fuck this nigga got every fucking thing already. So long story short, I got my ass kicked that day. I got my ass kicked that day because I was telling him that I already knew how to box. So he was like, "No, you don't." So blah blah blah. He wound up put me in the ring with somebody that couldn't box that good. But I was beating his ass for about 1 to 2 minutes until the next round came. I didn't have boxing win because I didn't spar. I didn't spar a lot, and I didn't fight. I got into a few fights, fist fights, but I didn't have boxing win. So he couldn't hit me the first round. I was just weighing his ass out. Blah blah blah. I kept feinting. He kept going for the feints. I would catch him off the feints. By the time the second round came, I ain't had anything left. I didn't know anything about being able to know how to control yourself and not being able to fight under control, fight relaxed, anything like that. So he beat the shit out of me. And he beat the shit out of me, and that taught me a valuable lesson. Don't go inside nobody gyms talking shit. Just always stay humble. Whatever you learn, build off of that. You take that and you take their knowledge and whatever you can to use it. Don't ever go in there and tell no boxing coaches or boxing people what you know and done or don't know. Don't ever go in there with their attitude because you will get your ass whipped. And I got my ass whipped. For real. I am not lying. It taught me a valuable lesson. I keep my mouth shut and build off of that. You throw away some knowledge and you keep adding. That's why I don't like the idea why even if you're gonna pay a certain guy and he's your head coach, I always would advise you to go different places and learn different things, go on different gyms on your off time, learn different shit. Don't keep the same knowledge base. Always try to build and become a better fighter. Always drill different things into you. Don't ever just keep the same lesson. You can outgrow a coach, like Lennox Lewis said. You can outgrow a coach, but you got to continue to grow and learn in the sport of boxing. But I'm getting off the topic. Just the first lesson, what you need to learn. What the first thing you need to learn if you want to get into boxing is the balance. Balance in your stance. Hit the thumbs up, support the channel. This is a boxing channel by heart. That's not one of those bashing channels, but I love boxing to the point where I'm not infatuated with personalities on this internet. I'm fascinated with the sport of boxing, and it's a lot of liars and liars. I don't care how big they are, how small I am. I've never been scared of a fight. So I am in this fight for the truth to get out. And when enough people get the truth, I'll back off the pussy community. But until then, I'ma keep on bashing until enough people, when enough channels get on board, if a big channel was to take this up and somebody that equal and another groups come up, I'll back away. I'll continue just to talk about boxing, but I just don't want them to spread the knowledge out here because it's not good for the sport, because they just doing shit one way and I hate it. This shit. How this video get about them? They tell you I need to back away from right now. But yeah, this boxing. I'll figure out who the guy was that told me asked me about this, and hopefully he watched this and get this message. Hit that thumbs up, support the channel, y'all. Peace.